We're going to come out of turn 4 in a must-win situation and finish second and get work as we come down through the trial. Almirola will hold me off to win. He's going to pull off the victory as we finish second for like 20th time this season. Trying to gain whatever ground I could, we would come through to finish once again in the last restart, but we can't pull it off as Logano wins in Michigan and we finish second once again at the 2-mile track. Car is in the way. Allgaier is not going to pass him as we have a chance to get to the win. On the right side, Allgaier is going to gain. We give him the bumper, but it's not going to be enough as he hangs on, and he's going to win in the Roval as we... I'm going to check up Gregson coming to the inside. I'm going to try and block. Oh, he's there. Oh, no. We have a huge crash. Oh, my gosh. I think we just won the championship, dude. Oh, my end finger just went flying. As we get a perfect entrance through turns 3 and 4, a perfect center of the corner, and a perfect exit as we come out of turn 4. A little wide, actually, but it doesn't matter. We will get our first Cup win in New Hampshire. One under them, it's not gonna work. We hit the 47 in the apron. We have a huge crash as we flip through the sky now, going over top of other cars. We're gonna land on the 51 and end up on our side as the race has come to an just in front of me, and we hit him and up we go into the wall and over, and we're gonna land on pit wall and drop all the way to P18, and the caution's going to come out, and that for the final time in Watkins Glen, we will come out the leader, and it's going to stay that way. 1 win on the season, about to become 2, as we will win in Watkins Glen.
Nice work today. Checker flag.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you enjoyed that little compilation I put together, basically of a journey of our career mode so far, of all, or kind of summing up our career, finishing second all the time, our truck championship, and a few wins and a few crashes that we've had that were memorable. But hope you guys enjoyed that little thing there. We've made it now to episode 100. Thank you all for being here, first of all, for this long, as we have the Xfinity race playing in the background. Hailie Deegan did have a decent race, but I would like to thank you guys, like I said, for being here. As long as you have, it doesn't matter if you came in on episode 1 or episode 50 or just 2 episodes ago. I'm very thankful to have you a part of this community, especially if you've hit that subscribe button and have followed along for the ride here in this career mode. So I'd like to thank you all for being a part of this. It truly does mean a lot to me, so I hope you guys will stick around in the future as well. Now, as we set focus on this Xfinity race, Hailie Deegan was on the last lap at this point, battling in the 14th position, trying to get whatever spot she could get. This is obviously her first race for us this season. She's not doing many. She's only going to be doing a handful of races for our team, but she would make a pass there to move up to 12th, as actually now we come to the final lap, as she was on the back of Spencer Gallagher, looking to his inside in turns 3 and 4, making a little bit of contact through the center of the corner as she exits turn 4 out of the corner through the trial. She would come through to actually just barely get edged out by Gallagher, and she would finish P14, which is actually our best finish this season for this team. So hopefully this is a sign of improvement and things to come with this team. But not a great finish, obviously, but certainly, like I said, a sign of things to come, and that's what we need. And obviously Las Vegas, a track that I am pretty excited for, episode 100. I wanted to do a 100% race, but unfortunately I couldn't get the time to do that. But we would just have to do a normal length race. But obviously we run pretty decent here in the past, and there's one problem at this track, and that's the AI, where they really just run you out of room if you're on their outside, and that might become a factor in this episode, as we Hailie had a bunch of kind messages from drivers there. But we would set our sights on qualifying in the Cup Series. We would actually make it to the final round of qualifying for the first time this season. We haven't done it at all this season, but we finally did it. And as we came through turns 3 and turns 4 on the exit of the corner, coming down the front straightaway through the trial, cutting down to the apron by the grass across the line, we would hit a 30.748 was our fastest. This lap was a little bit slower, so I would call it there. And we will start in Las Vegas in the 8th position.
Today, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series makes its first stop in Las Vegas for the running of the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube. Vegas has grown so much in popularity that NASCAR doubled down and added a second race in 2018. Today, the field is stacked with NASCAR drivers seeking to get on a roll. In 2017, eventual Cup champion Martin Truex Jr. picked up his first win of the year here. also becoming the first driver ever to win all 3 stages in a single race. Will he hit the trifecta again today? Let's head on down to the track. We're just about ready to get underway on PRN.
All right, we are ready to go green here in Las Vegas. Kyle Busch starts on the pole. Brad Keselowski will start in the second position alongside the 18 of Busch, and that's the only noteworthy thing coming into this race. Nobody's sent to the back, so everyone's legal coming into this race at least, as we get ready to take the green flag for episode 100, and it is green. We are going here in Las Vegas now as we start behind the number 19 of Truex, who is locked into the playoffs after winning last episode in Atlanta. Joey Logano, obviously, he is also locked in after winning the Daytona 500 as we head down through turns 1 and turns 2. The outside off to a very bad start as Keselowski, he doesn't have a good one, and he's trying to fall in line behind Eric Jones as he and Jones battle side by side heading down into turns 3 as we follow the 19. Moving up the track though, trying to make this outside work, and I learned pretty early that you can actually make the outside line work at this track, so I'm going to take advantage of that, of course, as we come through to complete the first lap of this event alongside the one car of Kurt Busch, as we give him a little bit of a side drive as we head down in to turns 1 and turns 2, trying to close in on the back of these cars, and we get to the outside now of the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. as we almost make contact with him as I actually get into the wall on the exit of the corner early on, damaging the right side of the car. So now what we need to do is we head down into turns 3, and the 19 is going to hit me in the left hand side and send us up the track as Truex just went bulldoze mode for a moment there into the corner. I'm not sure what the heck that was about, but it certainly aggravated me, a move like that so early in this race, so I was certainly going to give it to him as we give him a shove down the straightaway, letting him know that I'm not very happy with him at this moment as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, trying to close in on him again. We have a huge run down the back straightaway, closing in on the back of the 2. We're going to dive down to the inside and once again let that 19 know we did not like what he just did as we send him deep into the corner as the 22 is going to check up. We get into his left rear and sideways he goes, and he makes a huge save as he comes back up the track, and thankfully he would keep going and we would fall down to P8, but goodness, it got very dramatic there for a brief moment as we would sit in the 7th position out of turn 2 on lap 4 down the back straightaway, pushing the 2 of Keselowski, and really just my frustrations with the 19 got the best of me when I tried to shove him down into the corner, and I ended up getting into the 22. It was really the 22 just checked up, so it wasn't really a result of my frustrations if you think about it, but by the time it came to the midway point in the stage, sitting P7, battling alongside the 1 of Kurt Busch still. And we will build the run on the outside of Kurt Busch now, down the back straightaway, trying to close in on a top 5 position down into turns 3 alongside the 12 of Ryan Blaney as Kurt Busch is going to build back a run, but we continue the momentum using this middle to high line as we come out of turn 4, just about getting into the wall, but thankfully we keep it off the wall, and by the time we came to lap 12, right behind the 2 of Keselowski, he has the 1 of Kurt Busch on the inside now as Kurt Busch would get past me, and we were battling with the 12 now of Ryan Blaney as we came out of turn 4, just kind of stuck with these cars here, the 1, the 2, and the 12. We couldn't really get away from these guys with just 7 to go in the first stage as we went down into turns 1 and 2 behind the 2 still of Keselowski, who lets his teammate of Ryan Blaney get to his inside as we come out of turn 2, and we would kind of settle in right here by the time we came to just 2 to go in the stage. We couldn't really go anywhere like I said earlier, so we were just kind of stuck with these guys as we went down into turns 3 and turns 4. Kurt Busch trying to pull away from us though as he sits in the 4th position as we look to the outside of Keselowski on the exit of turn 4 as we built up a pretty good run as we come through the tri-oval to start the final lap in stage 1, trying to get at least up to P6 as we head down into turns 1 and 2 for the final time in the stage, but unable to stay alongside the 2 of Keselowski, but we might be able to build up a run on the exit of turn 2, and we will build up that run as we come down the back straightaway. We're going to stick to the outside as he kind of covers the inside, so let's stay up here towards the wall as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time. He stays clear, so it looks like he might hang on, but we do build up another run as we come out of turn 4, trying to get the 2 before the stage finish. As we come down through the tri-oval though, he would hang on, and we would get P7 in stage 1 to get 4 points. So really not that bad. William Byron finished 8th behind me. Former teammate Kyle Larson 9th, and Joey Logano would hang on for a 10th place finish, and we would take 4 tires and we would repair that damage on the right side, so we lose 1 spot and we will restart in the 8th position now. And we see the 19 of Truex up there. We certainly still aren't very happy with him, as the green flag is up. We are underway to start this second stage now, as we start behind the 2 of Keselowski, a 17-lap stage with the 22 of Joey Logano behind me. He might not be the happiest with me as we head down into turns 1 and 2. He's probably going to let us know after the race, so we'll probably have to apologize to him, because obviously we did not intend to hit him in the left rear and nearly wreck him, as he made a huge save as we come down the back straightaway now, though, side by side with the 42 of Kyle Larson as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4, moving up the track considerably now as we exit the corner, trying to build that run up, but can't really get a big run off the corner. And now as we do get enough of a run to at least look to the outside of Brad Keselowski. And Martin Truex Jr. moves up to the second position behind pole sitter of Kyle Busch as we head through turns 1 and turns 2, drifting outside the top 10 now as we come alongside the 9 of Elliott, getting to the back of Keselowski, but can't do anything with it as we come down the back straightaway, still side by side with the 9 as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4, trying to keep him pinned down, but I couldn't keep the car right on his door, so I couldn't pin the 9 down to that inside line as we come through the tri-oval, crossing the line to hit lap 3 of 17 in the stage. And as we head down towards turns 1, the 20 and the 1 battle side by side, and Keselowski is going to force the 3 wide up the inside, and Kurt Busch immediately backs out of the situation as we're now going to force the 3 wide up the middle between him and our teammate Clint Boyer, and we're going to make it work now as we come down the back straightaway, getting into the back of the 20, looking to his inside now as we're going to actually back out of the situation, but as we're still in the middle of a 3 wide with the 14 of Boyer and the 1 of Kurt Busch as we exit turn 4, certainly getting a little intense now as we come through the tri-oval to cross the line. We clear the 1 car of Busch, thankfully, as we head down into turns 1 on the back of the 20 now, as we try to settle in behind him as we go down towards the bottom, as we have a spin up ahead is Kyle Larson in the 42, and we get hit by him, and around we go. And that certainly was just a miscalculation on my part, as I didn't really know where he was going to go, and somehow we escaped with very little damage, but we had to pit and repair it. And I thought Kyle Larson was going to drift up the track based off the angle his car was at, so I turned left, and unfortunately I just turned left right into the side of him, as he didn't drift up anywhere at all. He pretty much just drifted in a straight line. It was very unfortunate, but we barely got any damage, so we fortunately can continue in this race. And we have a pretty fast car, so within the next 11 or so laps, we might still be able to maybe, just maybe, get a stage points finish if we can get through the traffic easy enough now as we come down the back straightaway, trying to gain whatever positions we can early on this restart, as we look to the inside of the 8 of Daniel Hemrick, who competes for Rookie of the Year with Haley Deegan, who drove for our team last season full-time in the Xfinity Series. As we come out of turn 4, looking to the inside of Ryan Truex now as we cut the apron, trying to close in on the top 30 now as we look to the inside of the 32 of Corey LaJoie as we head down into turns 1 behind the 66 now of Joey Gase as we approach his back bumper, as we just briefly look to his inside, and now we come alongside him down the back straightaway. We easily clear him too as we head into turn 3 on the back of Reed Sorensen in the number 55 as Gase well look to my inside, but fortunately we clear him and look to the inside of Sorensen, and we clear him on the exit of turn 4, closing in quickly on the back of Landon Castle and the 00 as we briefly look to his outside as we head down into turns 1 and kind of get stuck here, nowhere really to go, as Almirola, our teammate, having a very rough run here today in Las Vegas. Last season this was the track that me and him really collided at, as he put me in the wall. By the time we came to lap 10, or approaching lap 11 now, we moved into the top 25 behind the 21 of Paul Menard with 7 laps to go in the stage, trying to make the outside work as he is going to give me the room. But as we come out of turn 2, the 21's going to come up the track and hit me into the wall, and that's going to put a bunch of damage onto the side of the car and actually bring out a caution as he completely ran me out of room and just shot me into the wall. And that was a problem we have with the AI at this track, is they just like to crowd you into the wall. Sometimes they'll leave you the room, sometimes they don't. Unfortunately that time they don't. We stayed out though, keeping the damage on the car as we only have just a couple laps to go in the stage. Now it is exactly 4 to go as we look to the inside of the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Obviously the car now is going to be a little bit slower as we head down into turns 1 and 2, and this has certainly been a rough race for me so far. Episode 100 of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode not going so well now as we come down the back straightaway. Certainly might not be a very good luck charm for us as we head down into turn 3. 3 wide with Ty Dillon and the 7-time champion of Jimmie Johnson as we come through the center of the corner, moving in now to the top 20, so we still have a chance maybe if we can play our cards right to get stage points. But by the time we came to the white flag. We only got up to 17th, looking to the inside of the 2 of Keselowski, trying to take 16th away from him as we come through turns 1 and 2 for the final time in the stage. But if we can get this car repaired at the end of the stage, we might be a factor here as we come down the back straightaway, trying to get to the inside of Austin Dillon before the checkered flag in stage 2 is out as we approach the back of our teammate Clint Boyer as we head down through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time in the second stage. On the inside still of the 3 as we exit turn 4 through the trial. Kyle Busch does not win the stage this time, and we will come through to finish P15 in the second stage. Very disappointing finish, obviously, as we just cannot escape really just calamity in that second stage, unfortunately, as William Byron won the stage and gets a playoff point. So certainly not what you expect to see, but we would take right side tires and repair the car, and we would fall down to P23 and lose 8 spots because of the repairs. And we would get ready to start P23 in this final stage of episode 100. The green flag is out, and it is not a long stage. This final stage here in Las Vegas is a pretty short one. It is only 25 laps, so we don't have a lot of time, so obviously we need to try and be aggressive. We look to the inside of the 34, making it 3 wide right away as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. Paul Menard backs out of the 3 wide situation as we look to the inside of the 13 of Ty Dillon, making it 3 wide with him and McDowell as we come down the back straightaway, getting ourselves back into a top 20 position behind the 48 of Jimmie Johnson as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4. There you see on the back bumper the 48 Ally do it right. Certainly he's not doing it right now, running in the 18th as we come through the tri-oval, crossing the line, hitting P19 right now as we try to close in on the back of the 48. And the 2 is William Byron continues to lead this race. Certainly not what you expect to see in this game right now, as he's putting together a great effort as we come out of turn 2. Looking to the inside just about of Jimmie Johnson as we come down the back straightaway on his left rear, now hitting his door as we head down into turns 3. Truex up the track up ahead, but he would get down in the line now, as we're certainly still a little bit aggravated with him at this point, but we haven't been around him to really show that as we come through the tri-oval. Moving now into the top 15 behind Denny Hamlin in the 11 cars. Bubba Wallace gives up the position as he has a considerable amount of damage. I believe he picked up from the crash with Larson now as we exit turn 2, making that momentum on the outside work as we approach the back of the 88 of Alex Bowman. We're going to give him a shot to the bumper down the back straightaway as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4, and we would work our way up to P13 with 21 to go as we head down into turns 1, and we would end up getting a caution, and this time I couldn't find what it was for, so we would stay out and get ready to restart this race behind the 40 of Jamie McMurray as the green flag is back out once again, and it is just now 18 to go at the line, running out of time quickly now as we approach the back bumper of our former driver that we took over of McMurray. Now as we head down into turns 1, he moves up the track 3 wide there for a moment now as he forces it 3 wide up the inside with Truex and Jones. Jones backs out of the situation. He doesn't want any part of it. Now as we come down the back straightaway, as our teammate Kevin Harvick takes the lead from William Byron as we head down into turns 3, as Byron must have gave up the inside or something, but now he's going to start falling back as we come through turns 3 and 4 side by side with the 3 of Austin Dillon as we exit turn 4, moving into the 11th position. So we've certainly rallied back fairly well in this race. And as we head down towards turns 1, we are on the back of Truex into the center of the corner. We would actually be able to look to his inside and get clear of him by the time we hit lap 54. Now moving to the outside of the corner on the outside with Truex looking on my inside now with Kyle Busch 3 wide now as we come out of turn 2, and Truex moves up to the track and hits me into the wall, and around we go with a big incident now down the back straightaway as Truex for the second time in this race has just completely slammed into us, and thankfully once again we barely got any damage, so we didn't have to DNF from the race, but that would put us in the 40th position. And certainly at this point I am not happy at all with Martin Truex Jr., but we only have 11 laps to go in this race, so I know that there's not enough time to run down the 19, but I can guarantee that he is going to be owing us some payback here in the near future. With whatever race we get to him next, we're definitely going to let him know that he deserves some payback. Now as we come down the back straightaway, we would just continue to push our way forwards now, as we would just really in the final 10 laps just pretty much just try to recover all the lost positions from that incident with Martin Truex Jr. as we would quickly actually rally our way forwards. We do have 4 fresh tires and a repaired car, so it really wasn't a tough task to work our way forwards by the time we came to lap 59, almost into the top 20 at this point, as we would continue to push our way forward. With coming to 3 to go, we got up to P15, looking at the inside of our teammate of Clint Boyer, and we would get past him as well, moving into 14th. So like I said, we would rally our way forwards very quickly as we went through turns 1 and turns 2. With William Byron behind me, he was falling back quite a bit after winning stage 2 as we come down the back straightaway behind Denny Hamlin and the number 11 as we come down towards turn 3, as he protected the inside, so I would take the outside and get past him. And by the time we came to 2 to go, battling on the inside of Austin Dillon, moving into the top 10 now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4, as we clear him and take the 10th position away as we come down the front straightaway through the tri-oval. The white flag is in the air. Jimmie Johnson sits P9, but we definitely don't have enough time to run down Jimmie Johnson as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2 as we try to get the best corner we can. Austin Dillon closes in on the back of me as we come down the back straightaway. I believe that's actually Kurt Busch in 9th and Jimmie Johnson in 8th now as we head into turns 3 and 4 for the final time here in Las Vegas, trying to close in, but it's not going to be enough as we come through the center of the corner. Out of turn 4, we are going to make a pretty big comeback to at least get a 10th finishing position after a very rough race in Las Vegas, so not a good finish considering what we could have done, maybe a top 5, but Kyle Busch would, I believe, rally forwards and actually win the race. Now, as after the race, we certainly came up to Truex and let him know that we were not happy with the situation that he has given us today, as he almost wrecked us once early in the race, and then he wrecked us late in the race. So we let him know there that we weren't very happy with rubbing his door after the race. And Kyle Busch did win, and Matt DiBenedetto got P30. Ryan Truex finishes the last in the race, and obviously we just barely got into the top 10. So a decent finish for how this race went, with crashing with Kyle Larson, 2 incidents with Truex, and getting put into the wall by Paul Menard. Certainly, I learned maybe we shouldn't run on the top line of this track anymore, because the AI really like to push you into the wall at this racetrack. And unfortunately, the recording kind of glitched here, so I couldn't show the points or anything, but Kyle Busch did lock himself, obviously, into the playoffs. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my videos. And Martin Truex Jr. is going to be getting paid back for sure. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, everybody, and sticking around for 100 episodes. Have a great day.